Jam. Toon Jam.
Hello and welcome to Toon Jam. I am Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And today you have joined us for a true mystery. It's none other than Martin Mystery. Martin Mystery. We all remember him. Or do we?
Do we?
Let's find out. Before we begin, let me tell you a bit about Martin Mystery. It is a French, Italian, Canadian animated television series based on the Italian comic book Martin Mysteri by Alfredo Castelli. The show was produced by Marathon Media Group, which is a French television production company based in Paris. Rai Fiction, an Italian production company, and Image Entertainment Corporation, a Canadian production and animation company based in Montreal. It uses an art style which is very similar to anime. Okay, so just to tell you a little bit more about it, there are 3 series with 66 episodes, which run at roughly 22 minutes a pop. It aired in Canada on YTV and Discovery Kids in English, and VRAC in French from 2003 until the series finale in 2006. In the United States, the first 7 episodes were originally shown on Foxbox in May and June 2004. Later, Nickelodeon showed Martin Mystery from May through to July 2005. Nickelodeon's sister channel, Nicktoons Network, now shortened as Nicktoons, aired reruns of the show from July 4th, 2005 until April 27th, 2008. Do you remember Discovery Kids?
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that channel, but it had Steve Irwin on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only thing I think I ever watched on Discovery Kids. But that was a cracker.
Yeah, good channel.
Yeah. Okay. So in March 2006, the show ended production after 3 years on the air, with 66 episodes being aired, presumably due to low ratings. The last episode was aired on March 27, 2006, and in December 2013, a possible new season project was announced on the official Martin Mystery Facebook page. But as of 2021, there has been no further announcement or plans of a 4th season. Fun fact. Marathon and Image also produced shows such as Team Galaxy, Totally Spies, and The Amazing Spies. With that ends with a Z or a Z for the Americans. Male characters resembling Martin, Diana, and Martin's rival Marvin have appeared in Totally Spies, such as in the episode Super Agent Much, and many others. Martin's character guest starred in the 2007 Totally Spies episode Totally Mystery Much, which had him team up with the spies to investigate Yeti sightings. Mom, who is like Martin's sort of boss and the head of the sort of mystery agency that he works for, also appears in the episode, and it was implied that she and Jerry, who is the Totally Spies equivalent of her, had been an item in the past.
Oh.
None of the other Martin Mystery characters appeared in Totally Spies in a Totally Spies episode. Okay, so let's talk reception. Martin Mystery has received generally positive reviews. It currently holds 8.6 out of 10 rating on TV.com, a 7.72 out of 10 score on TV Time. It's very specific.
Yeah.
A 7.4 on IMDb, which is based on 1,623 reviews, and a 97% rating from Google users.
Oh.
So there you go. Common Sense Media, a non-profit organisation providing independent reviews, age ratings, and other information about all types of media, wrote, Scooby-Doo meets X-Files tweens. Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. That's basically what they said. So do we have any other sort of opinions to add to that?
Yeah, Twitter seems pretty. They seem to like Martin Mystery quite a lot. I've just wrangled a few tweets. Bata Senpai says, "I used to have a crush on Martin Mystery," which is like, oh, I guess a lot of people probably did, and probably the rest of the cast. That's just what kids do sometimes. That's how it goes. Well played to you, Bata Senpai. Zichuan says, "I pity you, Martin Mystery. Your cartoon series is seen no more."
Is that like? Are they happy about that or sad about that?
No, they're sad about that.
Right.
Like, there's a sad face at the end.
Oh, right.
Yeah, pity seems like a weird.
Yeah, it's a weird way of saying it. Like,
way to say
I
it.
pity you.
Yeah.
Like, spit on him as well.
Yeah, just looking down on him like, Martin Mystery, no one watches you. But I think that was a positive one.
Yeah.
I think Therese Cordero says, "Oh my God, I would kill for Martin Mystery's watch." So.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was one of the things I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, pretty swanky watch.
Swanky watch. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a recent tweet, so like obviously it stayed in their brain for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like one of those shows that if you saw it. It probably, like, it'll have like the odd those kids that did watch it and loved it, but then everyone else like absolutely just doesn't know about it. Did you ever watch Martin Mystery?
No, I don't think I did.
No, I'd never heard of it.
No,
to be honest. I can't say I've even recognised anything from it.
No, but Twitter is full of fans.
Yeah.
I've got one more from Blue Lemonades, who says, "The fact that Martin Mystery isn't a real person physically hurts me."
Oh, is that another crush? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it could be. They've been living their life for a real Martin Mystery, but they're not real.
It has some hardcore Twitter fans.
Yeah, the Twitter.
Yeah. Did you find anyone like, I'm so glad Martin doesn't exist anymore?
No, like they pretty much all the ones that were negative were, it's not. I wish it was still on, or like I loved that hairdo, or where do you buy that shirt?
Yeah, I mean, visually, the look is so of the time.
Oh yeah.
He's got this like flame shirt that sort of goes like, where it comes from the bottom of the shirt up the shirt. There's flames.
Yeah.
And I remember them. It reminds me of something like the lead singer of Smash Mouth would wear.
It's like bang on. Yeah. It's exactly what
or like Offspring or something.
Yeah. It's like it was such a fad at the time. I actually used to have a few of those types of shirts where it's just like a really like thin kind of silky material and then just like a design all over it. I think I like the designs more than I actually like the shirts. I think my mum liked the shirts because she obviously thought they were cool because they were obviously already not cool at that point.
Yeah.
And so I think I just got a load of them because my mum liked the look of them.
Yeah.
But
and then they'd fit well with like a really long wallet chain.
Yeah, and a plain white tee, and then some like baggy jeans, and you are singing All Star at that point, aren't you?
Yeah. All that glitters is gold.
Yeah, and I think now they traumatize me because I hate buttons now, so I wouldn't wear one of those shirts ever.
Yeah. They strike me though as the kind of shirts that a lot of them that were made had those like pop buttons.
Yeah.
One shirt. Remember when they used to do shirts with pop buttons on?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is well cool until people just ripped them open. So you had to make sure. I think that's why everyone wore white T-shirts underneath them.
Yeah. And that was such a weird thing that people did, like, this is such a 90s, early 2000s thing where like if you're like the security of your clothing was like constantly compromised. Like if you had anything that was like Velcro, people would just the first thing they do would be rip it open.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a weird tendency to do that.
But I think like it was a sort of a time. I mean, it was like 90s, noughties. Everything that was made was like made to quickly remove.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because like they had bags. And I don't think they do these anymore. But they were like a one-strap bag, and they were really cool at the time. Like a one-strap bag that goes over your, but it's a backpack. It's not like a satchel.
Yeah.
But then it would connect at the front with Velcro, so you could just take it off.
Yeah.
But at school, if anyone had this, they probably wore it for like 2% of their day, just because every time they'd put it on, someone would just be like, "Wait."
Yeah. Walk up to
Rip that off.
Rip the Velcro off, and your bag would just smash on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gutted.
So,
I had that happen to me many times.
And it would just be strangers. That's the weird thing about school. Like,
yeah,
the way people treat strangers at school.
Yeah, weird.
You know, they don't care. They're just like, oh, that's their dush. You don't get that in real life.
No. Same as Martin Mystery. You don't get him in real life.
Yeah, he's just that is the sad truth. But yeah, so none of us had seen this. Fresh going in. I didn't know what to expect with a name like Martin Mystery.
Yeah.
So kind of, we looked it up before. We saw the name Martin Mystery. We saw the flaming shirt.
Yeah, he's got a kind of flaming hair as well, hasn't he? Like his hair.
I was fully prepped for a terrible show, if I'm honest. I was like, I've never heard of this. It's got to be bad. And then it sort of began, and it was like, all of a sudden, it seemed like it was going to be well up my street. First of all, spooky.
Oh yeah, it's well spooky.
Who knew? We were in for us. I thought we had to wait another year for spooky treats. No, sorry, Bob. Today we're back on the spooky hype.
That's it.
And then it was like in some spooky town in England. Yeah. I was like, that's where I live. Sans the spooky. I don't think our home is spooky enough, to be honest. And then there's this like weird book in a library and then a monster comes out. Yeah. Exciting stuff. Then we see Martin Mystery.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to run through the whole episode, but just because these are sort of the important bits of my first impression, Martin Mystery, and I was like, oh, we're watching The Legend of Zelda again.
Yep.
Because he was just Link from the cartoon Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And then I think it kind of set more in stone as to what was going on. Character-wise, we've got Martin, who is this snarky teenage kid who, you know, is pretty much thinks he's amazing.
Yeah, he's not very likable, is he? Off the bat.
I didn't like him at all, to be honest. No. Then he hangs around with this what's her name? Let me get the character name. So Diana Lombard.
Yeah.
Who's another girl from his school. And I don't really know what her place is in the... No. It seems to me like he is the agent.
Yeah.
And then he hangs around with Diana Lombard and Java the caveman.
Yeah.
Now, Java is apparently a 200,000-year-old caveman. I don't know where he comes from, but he works at the school as a janitor and cook.
Dinner lady, apparently.
Yeah. So I'm guessing there's probably an episode that covers his origin.
Yeah, this is a weird first episode. Like, there was no introduction to all, was there? It was just, this is how it works. Just straight in.
Yeah. It's classic like cartoon style, but I think it's in that weird period where the 90s and I guess not so much the noughties, but the teenies are sort of melding, and you're getting the sort of ongoing stories in cartoons. But this is kind of in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, because it seemed like we kind of needed to know a bit more about what was going on. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like the only introduction we got was like as they entered the agency, it just said all their names, and then it was like Java the caveman, and I was like, well, surely the caveman isn't his last name.
yeah. But then, I suppose him being a caveman, he
Mm.
wouldn't have a last name.
No, yeah, that's true.
Not that we know anything about caveman society and surnames and whatnot.
No, yeah, I mean there could be some cavemen out there right now listening, like, excuse me,
Yeah.
my last
Excuse me.
name's Thompson.
It's like, yeah, my name might be Caveman, but it's still a surname.
Yeah, we wrote it on the walls with our fingertips.
My name is Java Mammoth.
Yeah.
Actually,
you don't know anything about our society. So I was like, oh, that's weird. Why is he a caveman? But that question was never answered. So
yeah.
In this episode, at least.
I mean, there's got to be some reason behind it.
Yeah.
And it seemed like an interesting point as well. Like, oh, he's got a caveman as a sidekick.
Yeah, because there's loads of little bits that you're like, well, what's going on there? Because there's the little floaty alien guy, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah. So this it looks a bit like a sort of happier version of the little floaty alien from Flintstones.
Yeah.
So Billy, his name is.
Billy. Hi, yes, Billy.
Billy.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
Yeah. So and he gets given what was it? An ice cream burrito, chocolate burrito.
Chocolate burrito or something.
That sounded incredible.
I know. I was like, how does that work? Is the rice sweet rice? What's going on?
I know. It's like, do they just call it that because it's similar? But then I started thinking, like, imagine having like a burrito with things like chocolate in. It would still be delicious.
Yeah, that's it. Burritos are
do a sweet burrito. It'd be like, what would you put in it? Like chocolate, churros.
Yeah.
Cinnamon stuff.
That's it.
I'm salivating at the thought.
I know, yeah, and the cheese would be, some sort of sauce instead.
Yeah, like English toffee sauce.
Oh yeah.
The finest toffee.
The finest toffee.
You may call me proud and patriotic, but it's the finest toffee.
The finest toffee around.
Said in an American accent, or as close as I will get to one. Okay, yeah, let's move on from burritos. But the point being, yeah, you've got this sort of, that's your basic character layout, and I don't feel like I know why any of them are there.
No.
I can buy into it, even if they just mention it. But he seems to be the agent. He's the only one with his slick watch.
Yeah.
So he's got this. Let's go back to the watch. The watch is essentially like a smart watch that makes gadgets.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a James Bond watch, but instead of having gadgets on it, it just sort of pulls them out of thin air.
Yeah, they just materialize on top of it, don't they?
Yeah. So I can buy into the watch, that's fine. But, he's the only one with the watch.
Yeah, that has one.
So there's 3 agents on the field, theoretically, because I don't know if they actually are agents, but they're allowed into the secret agent layer.
Yeah.
That is. And only one of them's got the equipment to.
Yeah, and it did make Diana seem like an odd addition, because like Java's clearly like the muscle or whatever. Like if they have a monster, they need to punch. Apparently, like that's.
I'm making some heavy assumptions here. I don't really know anything about the original comic or anything, but when I sort of look it up, the cover is just Martin and a caveman.
Right.
As far as I know, she doesn't exist in the books. Oh no, she is. So this is what it says about her in the book. His companion is Diana Lombard, who is also his longtime fiancée, later his wife.
What?
Mystery is not a womanizer, but he has not always been faithful to Diana either. Diana is a social worker, angry with Martin because he often travels without letting her know in advance, and he is surrounded by beautiful women.
This sounds like a very different thing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound. I mean, I can see why you wouldn't put that in the cartoon.
Yeah, definitely.
So it might just be that she's not part of his missions, but they wanted to add a female to the story.
Yeah.
Which is, that makes sense. But at the same time, they didn't really do anything. She's basically like Misty from Pokemon.
Right.
In this, but without any purpose.
Yeah, because it's like she doesn't bring anything to the table, does she? Really, like as far as like other than just berating Martin most of the time.
Yeah. And so they have this in the first episode they had this whole bet about whether he can stay clean because he's a mucky pup apparently. This is like the most we learn about him in the first episode is that he's messy. So the whole episode is him trying to stay clean. That's like an ongoing thing because they make a bet. Whoever, like, if he gets dirty, he has to give the caveman a foot massage.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, she does. And then there's a bit at the end where he's got something on his shirt and he's like, oh man, I'm going to have to do it. But then it turns out it was just a bit of paper, so he's still clean. So she has to massage his feet, which I thought was a really that shouldn't have been how it ended.
Yeah.
He's such a jerk throughout the whole episode. I feel like he should have done something at the very end that got him really messy, and he should have been the one massaging feet.
Yeah. It
just felt really unjust.
It did. It really did, yeah.
Had a hard time. I couldn't see why she was hanging around with him.
No. But that's the other thing is if she's got no reason to be there, why she clearly doesn't like him. So why is she still there? Just you do anything else than just be around Martin Mystery, especially when your life is in danger, as it was in this episode several times by the boogeyman.
Yeah, I mean, so going on. So the characters we weren't convinced by.
No.
The plot I quite liked at first. He goes there, he discovers what does he call it? A bog
monster. I can't remember.
It's got a weird name.
Yeah.
I was getting that's quite interesting. It's got some real sort of folklore-y stuff to it. And then it kind of started off like that, but then they figured out it was actually the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And that was really a bit, maybe this is just me, but I just felt that was a bit weak. It's like, you had some weird stuff going on a second ago, and now it's just the boogeyman.
Maybe it got too real.
Yeah. It's a kid's show, isn't it? But
yeah. I was confused.
Boogeyman's not even, isn't that an American thing anyway?
Possibly. Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose the pronunciation kind of says it.
Yeah. We had the bogeyman.
Yeah, because we're the bogeyman. They have boogers, we have bogies.
Yeah.
So.
Which has always confused me because bogies aren't really a part of his. There's no
steel.
There's no real inclusion of snot in his.
No, which is even more confusing.
Was in this.
Yeah. It's even more confusing by the fact there was that video game character called the Booger Man who actually did flick bogies and stuff.
Yeah, he was in Clay Fighter and stuff.
Yeah, so it's which one is he? Every time it's it's the Boogie Man. It's but is he gonna steal me in the night or flick snot at me? I don't know.
Is it both?
I guess be cautious either way, really.
Yeah, is anything you take from today's episode?
Yeah.
Be cautious around bogies.
I was confused because I thought they went to France. I'm pretty sure at the start it was a place in France.
Oh, it might have been,
And
I think I just got sort of misled by the accent of the guy.
By the fact that absolutely nobody spoke French.
No, they were all there was one real English guy.
Yeah.
And everyone else was just bad English accents.
Yeah, that was really weird because it was this all happened in France, but then it was a real Beauty and the Beast situation where absolutely no one was French at all. Not even a candle. Yeah, there was no candle there to kind of be what?
Oh, this is
the one guy.
Yeah, I guess they were just it's weird because that English version must have been made by the Canadians.
Yeah, it's a
They,
isn't there, like,
I mean,
a whole
it's like
French region of Canada.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was just like an American audience can't.
Maybe that's like a generalization from Canada. Like, oh, those French people. Hello, mate. How are you?
I mean, from what I gather is like, and I may be entirely incorrect on this, but anytime anyone with any sort of accent other than maybe Cockney or posh English, the Americans don't really understand us.
No.
I might be entirely wrong there, and I'm sure it's not everyone. But maybe it was a case where, especially back then when they were just afraid of things like that all the time, like they never gave the audience any credit. So maybe they were just like, let's just go with understandable accents.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Yeah, that was very that messed me up for most of the episode. Like, are they in France? What's going on? Where's the boogeyman live? Is he French? What's going on? It was I was very confused by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the voice acting, you know, on the whole,
I mean, it was fairly standard, wasn't it? It was to be fair, it was like anime voicing, which sort of fit the animation anyway.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where you could tell it had been made to look like anime.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is never as good, I don't think, because it's almost like it becomes a bit of a pastiche of it.
Yeah.
And they try too hard to make it like every single thing has to have some weird zany animation in the background. And it kind of makes things move. It's like when we watched was it Samurai Pete's Cats? Everything just moved at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I know that was a real anime, but you just start to think like, oh man, just give me a break.
Yeah.
Like, one of you rest.
That's it. And it was like, I think it didn't help the fact that Martin was so annoying. So like every time his voice came out, it was like, oh, I don't want to be hearing this, really.
Yeah.
And you know,
Java. He sounded just like Link, didn't he? It was strange.
Yeah, and then the fact that everyone was English as well. That was also very weird.
Yeah,
questionable
the English accents. It was like the guy that owned was it a library?
Yeah.
He had a genuine English accent, I think. Or if not, it was a very good one. But all the kids and everyone else was like, cool, blimey.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, what are you doing, Martin, Mr. E?
For some reason, that is the only two English accents that people know outside of, like you say, outside of here. Basically, we're either Cockney or we're Oliver Twist. Like, it's like it's dead weird. I don't know why that is. No, it's just the characterizations we've been given over the years.
I guess it's just like movies and stuff in it, because it's like obviously back in the day, films were like you had to speak as posh as you could.
Yeah.
Except for the odd, literally Oliver Twist films.
Yeah.
So, and because like, especially back in the day, the most famous sort of author, you've got Charles Dickens. There'll be loads of Charles Dickens films, and everyone's Cockney in Charles Dickens. So. I suppose this pirate accent.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
But
that's true.
But hey,
so the pirates as well. The 3 English accents.
3 accents of notable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what did you think of sort of the anime style of it? Is that something you liked?
I mean, I think it made it look kind of, because they mixed that with, like when the monsters appeared and stuff, like they looked a little bit different. Like it still had, or the spooky side of it was still kind of there. Like I think a lot of the time you could tell there was a contrast between the characters and the backgrounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like sometimes it was used to, enhance, as is done in anime all the time. It's like you use it over the top to like enhance the emotions and stuff like that. And like they kind of used it as you'd expect, but I think it was more just that it looked different from some of the other cartoons at the time, other than the anime, I suppose. Like, I don't know whether it added much to it because, it's not like it was the first anime, but it was different enough. I think it looked all right. Like,
I think it was very of the time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was loads of stuff. I mean, obviously, the shows I listed off that they'd done as well, in particular, Totally Spies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only one I really remember. I didn't really watch it, but I remember that being out.
Yeah.
But that had the same sort of art style. And then you have stuff like Jackie Chan Adventures. I think it was just popular then, wasn't it? It might have been because of Pokemon.
Yeah, I bet it was. Because Pokemon's huge.
Yeah. And it was especially because it was, 99, 2000 Pokemon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas this is just after, so 2004, was it? So that could be a big influence on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, shall we discuss our thoughts and give our ratings?
Yes.
Hi. I'm here for the role of the librarian.
Oh! You come for the Martin mystery part.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a small part, mate. All we need you to do is do a quick line in French for us. So
in a French accent or the language.
We just want the accent, because
okay.
I mean it's going to be like an American show or whatever. So just want a little touch of the accent in there. So if you can just do the shelf line in a French accent for us, see what you got.
Okay, so mon ami, will you pass me the book from the shelf, please?
Wait, hold on, mate. We wanted a French accent, please.
That was my my French. My French accent.
French. Like because there's all different languages in Europe, so there's France, isn't they? And then they speak French, so there's like there's some typical French accents that we'll just go again. It's all right. We all make mistakes. We'll just do the line again in French for us.
Okay. I mean, is there anything I can do to change it, sort of thing? Would you just want me to do? Because I mean, that is my French accent. I don't want to do the same thing again if that's not what you want.
Well, I mean, there's three typical French accents, isn't there? You've got the like aggressive Frenchman who's like, is like, "Yar, you scurvy dog. Yar, pass me the book from the shelf, or you'll be down in Davy Jones's locker," or something like that,
Okay, it's okay. I can try something like that if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's see what you got there.
Okay. And French accent, yeah.
French.
Yeah. Mon ami, pass me the book from the shelf, please.
I think you're still slipping into that other thing you've got going on there. You can try the other French. There's the French townsman. He's kind of about town. He's just enjoying himself in France, and he's like, "Hey up, mate. Hey up, me old China. Pass us a book from the shelf for you, pal. Hey." Something like that, maybe.
Okay. Okay. I can do something like that.
It's a bit lively. I can't really do it. I'm not the voice guy, But,
no, yeah, but you want. So you want that in a French accent? That's what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, French. Yeah, French.
So that in a French accent, I can do that. I can give that a go.
Okay.
All right, me old mucker. Will you pass me the book from the shelf, please?
No, you've got this. I don't know what's going on. There's like a twang in there. I don't know where that's from. I don't know if that's Afrikaans or what's happening with that. But if you want the Frenchman, that's what we're coming through. Just the French. That's all we want out there. Just the French the classic French accent that we all know and love.
I think a classic, just like a straightforward French.
Straightforward French, no
you,
messing about. You're in Paris and you're having a good time.
I think I know what you are asking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. You've got it. Right. There we go.
I've got it. I think it's slightly wrong. Good day, sir. Please could you pass me the book of the shelf there? Thank you.
Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
Perfect French accent, mate. Why didn't you do that first time?
Okay, so here at Toon Jam we have a 3-point rating system that goes as follows. Thumbs up. Check out my watch, baby. It does everything. Thumbs down. Let's get a foot rub on the go. And shaky middle. The characters in Martin Mystery and their lot in life. Okay, so Martin Mystery.
Yeah.
Episode 1. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I went in with the same kind of expectations as you did. Like, this is not going to be fantastic. But then when the spook came in, I was like, this could be up my street. And I quite liked the monster design was all right. It had some cool features that it went into a literal wormhole. Thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
Lots of creepy crawlies. Lots of goo. Always like a bit of slime at the time, don't we?
Yeah,
that was good. But then, the rest of the show, I'm sure there's more to it in the fact that we get to understand what is going on with, the living caveman, the alien boy, the agency and stuff. So it's not really, a lot of first episodes, they'll try and introduce some of that. But, I'm sure there's more to it. So it's not just a huge Martin mystery in itself. But it would have been nice to sort of have an idea of what's going on, and then the rest of the episode you're stuck with those characters and Martin, who is I found very irritated, not just because he is in like a early 2001 music video all the time, but then you've got Java, who doesn't really speak and just grunts most of the time, and then Diana, who's just reminding you how annoying Martin is. So you're not really winning in the rest of the episode. Like, all the downtime where they're doing their investigative stuff or whatever, that's just thrown away because you just want to strangle Martin most of the time. So I think I like the concept more than I liked the show, which is unfortunate. Because as it goes on, maybe it's a little better, but for what we saw, I think I was more annoyed than I was, and confused by the accents as well. Than I was anything else. I think for me, it's actually going to be a thumbs down.
Oh, a thumbs down. Okay, well, Martin Mystery, yeah. It is a weird one. It was like my expectations were low. Then it began.
Yeah.
As you just said the same. I said at the start, but it was like a roller coaster.
It was.
Just one hill. So you're going up, and then you sort of just go down. It wasn't terrible. I'm not going to say it wasn't boring, and kind of held your interest. It went by quite quickly. Which I didn't expect, really. But it kept grasping at stuff that made me think, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it would change it. So that example of sort of the bogman or whatever he was talking about, and he starts talking about he's like, oh, yeah, and this is a bogman. It's when someone dies in a bog and then they come back to haunt. And it's like, oh, so this has got some cool, weird stuff in it. They're explaining it, and it's like a way of sharing those sort of horror folk stories with kids that are, they've not really, there's no shows about that, is there?
No.
But then it kind of lent into something a bit more simple that anyone could have done a show about. It didn't feel like it required any knowledge of the boogeyman, and it was all they beat him with a book.
Yeah,
it just felt like a bit. So it was aggravating. The characters weren't great, but like you say, it had a good. It was different. There wasn't really. I know this. That sort of review said it was between those two cartoons. What was it? Ghostbusters and X-Files tweens or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was Ghostbusters, but
something like that.
Something like that, anyway. But yeah, and it was, but it also meant that it was something new. It was pretty interesting in that respect, and it was like weirdly a spy show.
Yeah.
Which don't know why it was so spy-ish, but it adds something different to it. He's a kid, so kids watching can be like, I'm a kid. He was well annoying. That is true. But it's weird that like this layout of really annoying character and like angry girl seems to be so prevalent in cartoons.
It's like its own genre.
Yeah, and it never really goes. It's not like there's no cartoons that you really like. Yeah, that's amazing. So I don't really know why they keep doing that, but hey ho. But yeah, it wasn't terrible. It had good bits, and like you say, the monster, even though it was unimaginative, it was still pretty interesting. It looked different, it looked cool, and it, took him to this horrible world. It was a bit spooky. It was like a bit spooky, but yeah, I'm gonna go middle. I think.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was terrible, but it was, to me, this was the epitome of a middle one where you can see why no one ever knows about this show, or like there's obviously a strange cult following on Twitter.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no one saw it. No one. It's weird that it ran for so long. I've never heard anyone mention it ever.
No.
Maybe it just wasn't shown over here.
Yeah, that could be the case.
And that could be why. But yeah, middle for me. So a middle and a down.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't think it was terrible either. But I don't think there was. I couldn't recommend it to anyone, and I wouldn't want to sit and watch some more to find out whether Martin continues to be as annoying. So, it's. Maybe there's some better episodes in there, and if that's the case, then let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We can go revisit it and say, you know what? Actually, we were wrong.
8 thumbs up.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today, and I'll delve into Martin mystery. As fun as it was, I shall be glad to be leaving it behind. If you are a Martinite and like I said, you wanted to watch another episode, or if you just want to get in touch and say you're well wrong, feel free to do so on the 3 boogeymen of the internet: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ToonJamPod. You can also get more bonus material over on our Patreon. So we've got some extra bonus episodes. We're currently going through sports episodes. We've done video games. We've gone through the ages. We've done a few pilots that never aired. Just interesting stuff like that. Just different stuff over on our Patreon. It's not much, but it helps support us and keep us going. So if that's the case, then head over to there. Otherwise, maybe you want some merchandise. Oh boy, we've got t-shirts. We've got tote bags, face masks.
Yeah.
We've got it all.
I think.
Tea towels. Oh yeah, perfect. So where can people find the merchandise?
They are at bit.ly/ToonJamShop, I believe.
So bit.ly/ToonJamShop. Head over to there for your Toon Jam things, and otherwise, as always, super thanks to you for listening.
As we always say, 2 words that don't go together but are going together. Super thanks, and until next time, you stay jammy.